Hey, what's up everyone? This is going to be a StarCraft 2 game, Protoss versus Protoss, and this is going to be the meta. So if you're playing a Protoss versus Protoss game, this is how you have to play it. And these guys are actually demonstrated for me. They're actually two of my friends on StarCraft 2. So basically, both are doing the meta, mostly. You gotta get two gateways before cybernetics core, because if you don't, they're going to have two stalkers or two adepts in your base before you're ready for it. So anyway, and you notice the nexus in the Protoss versus Protoss is later than the nexus would be in versus Zerg or versus Terran. And you notice they used that ghost mode just to get ahead, a little bit ahead. And you can make stalkers or you can make adepts. Either one is good in the beginning. But I like to make adepts first because of the fact they use less Vespian gas and it's a little bit easier to make them. And they're almost exactly the same strength as stalkers. The only difference is they have less range and only like 10 less HP, only 10 less. They should make it like the same. But stalkers obviously can fire at the air. If you don't really know that. So Lunatic, actually Lunatic is the guy that trained the other guy. I think that the blue Protoss is from Spain. I think he's from Spain. I'm not really sure. And the red guy is from Korea, and he actually trained a guy from Spain. So anyway, and you notice his second nexus is actually a little bit late, but this is really still the meta. But the fact is that he has stalkers, and he's going to try to attack. Now he's going for an early scout, early attack. He might just attack. He's got full stalkers, and he's going pure stalkers. This guy doesn't like to make adepts as much, but sentries are also good. There's nothing wrong with them, but they don't. The better Protosses, like these are diamonds, they don't really make a lot of zealots unless the zealots have charge. Even in the early parts of the game, I used to scout all the time with one zealot or two zealots and try to kill a couple of drones or probes or workers or whatever. It doesn't really work as well when your skill level gets a little bit higher. Just kind of the tactics that used to work in bronze and silver don't work anymore. Yeah, sentries are fine, a little bit, but they got a lot less HP. So he's target firing. I like to almost like breaking even here, almost breaking even, but the fact that. Yeah, they both ended with two stalkers. Oh, he ran the wrong way. Oh, so he lost one. So Red lost one stalker that he shouldn't have lost, but that's okay. So as I was explaining before, in the meta, if you don't know what the meta is like the mainstream thing that's the best thing you could do. That like all the good players know that works really well. So if you do the meta and you do the meta perfectly, you're gonna win most of the games. It doesn't mean that the meta is the best, absolute best thing. It just means it's kind of like the best main thing. It's kind of like, in checkers they call it published play, which is kind of like something that you do. It's something you could do in the beginning of the game that's not going to make you a mistake, basically. That's another way of explaining it. Like in Hearthstone they have metas for cards. This is for build orders and tactics and what unit composition. Okay. So he's getting up more pylons and everything. And this is actually a good learning game, but they actually are playing seriously. And I actually was sick. That's the reason why I didn't make videos in a while. It's not the fact that I was physically sick. It's the fact that I was coughing, but that's another story. I don't know what was wrong with me. And a lot of the times they have a tech option between starport or robot. robot facility. And Immortals are super good versus other Protosses. And a lot of the time, like, you notice, like, they try to keep the army as big as possible in the Protoss versus Protoss. So it seems like, because they're kind of both playing somewhat aggressive, when you make your army as big as possible early game, and then if the other team doesn't keep up with your army, you kill them right away. But the reason is because you don't want to get outnumbered by the other team, and you want to try to outnumber them. So your building count might be slow, but you want to keep your production as fast as possible early game. As many Stalkers as adepts as possible, and Immortals. And the guy on the left, he's making Stalkers, which I said a lot of players don't like to make Stalkers, but some Diamonds and Masters, they do like to make Zealots. I think I said the wrong word right there. Some players don't like to make Zealots, some do. But Zealots usually are with charge, or the to tank the hits, and by putting them in the front line to tank the hits for the other units. He's gonna lose a couple units if he takes out the Nexus. You better stop firing at it. Now you see Observer versus Observer. Dark Templars are dangerous in the Protoss versus Protoss. It's good to have an Observer there, because Dark Templars will rip everything up real quick. And in Red, the Red player, he really likes Stalkers a lot more than Adepts in a Protoss versus Protoss, it seems. But versus Zerg and Terran, he likes Adepts more, I think. And the anti-Protoss army would be a shitload of Immortals and Void Rays and kind of stuff like that. Especially, I mean, any unit could be countered by any unit, but one main ground unit, if you're just in a ground Protoss, Immortals are fantastic. In any stage of the game, really, unless you're going versus the Skytoss, then they're not so good. But usually, if they go for Oracle with a Starport, you got to defend it, and if you defend without getting any perps kill, you're going to be ahead because the Starport is expensive. And now he's using his Stalkers, and that's the way to keep the aggression up, is to warp right into base with that. From the robotics facility, that thing. A war prison? No, anyway. Now this is the part that I don't understand. He thinks he's out. I was gonna say out tanked, but outnumbered, because I played Rayla too. He's out, so he uses the probes, and I really don't like that because he's losing a lot of probes, and it's gonna be hard for him to catch up. I mean, if he did that versus like a gold player, he could catch up, but versus another diamond, it's kind of rough. I don't know what happened to his mothership core if he didn't have it, but I think he should have. Well, he would have had that if he had blink. Oh, he does have blink. Huh? I wonder why he let that get away. So the student might beat his teacher. The teacher is the red player. He's actually slightly higher skill level, but sometimes he can lose. Because he got him from silver to diamond, which is incredible. And if you get to the same level, if you're a diamond versus a diamond, any diamond could be any diamond because it's similar skill levels. But it's diamond 1, 2, and 3, which makes a small difference. Now it looks like Red's doing well here, but the fact that the mothership came in, and oh man, that mothership made a huge difference. And now see how that Zealot is tanking the hits? Tanking the hits, and it's really hard to deal with. Some players do that, some players don't do that with Zealots without charge, as I already said. But it's kind of important because it shows differences of different Protoss playstyles. And by the way, if you know the meta and you know how to do it, even if you're bronze or silver, you should, in a Protoss versus Protoss war, you should apply like the same rules and kind of be able to win the game if the other player makes a dumb mistake or a big mistake. Anyway. Okay, War Prism. Now this is where Lunatic messes up really bad. Oh, well, I think this is the part. He thought he actually wasn't gonna lose it, I think, so he should have never flew over that. He actually, sometimes it's just a coincidence when they see the drop, But that was his chance to catch up by making a big drop, and he just evacuates because it's better to evacuate and save some units than to get the whole thing shot out down inside the warp prism. And notice that one immortal is actually kind of like a tank. If you just absorb so much bullets, and it's really hard to deal with him. And now Lunatic thinks, well, he might have him. It looks like his army right there could be his army right there. He doesn't feel like chasing him down. But notice how the diamonds aggressively expand and rapidly. My God. He gets says this blue player. You know how hard it would be to beat this blue player? He gets a little bit ahead, and then he gets a base ahead. He turns, you know, one stalker ahead into another base somehow. And the fact that he warp prisms and everything else. And now he's going to try again with that warp prism. This time he can't screw it up, or he's not going to win the game if he gets another one shot down. Probably won't, but who knows. I've seen a lot of master players that get behind, and when you get a master skill level player behind, you still lose the game because it's a freaking master, and he's freaking almost impossible to totally take out. Anyway, here's his chance to catch up a little bit. Photon cannon scared him away. Maybe should have went in anyway. But no, also realize that not as many probes there. To lose 4 adepts to get a photon cannon might not be worth it. Now Archons, everything. He's bringing a total package. The total package is coming. Archons, Stalkers. This is a ground Protoss army. He told me that he used to be only good at Sky Protoss, but he learned how to play ground Protoss from Lunatic. So Archons are really good because of the shields. Oh no, now he's got the charge Protoss. That's why he has a lot. Not just a couple of the tank to hits anymore. Okay, Red is pretty much screwed at this point. He's gonna quit the game. He lost all his units. Good game. And that's the meta.